one of them down. That's a full team kill.
That's another. He's looking for third. He's gonna get it.
Not the kill, and Vastek's gonna find another. He finds that shot. He finds two.
He's still alive. Can he go in?
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna go bar down and give Saints the lead again.
Welcome back, Saints fans, to yet another week of the CCA Summer Series. Get your Saints Clair Green team playing against the Ball State Cardinals today. Going to be Jobin on the desk with Mr. Danners. How are we doing today?
Doing quite well. We had ourselves an interesting day yesterday where we got to see Gold looking like their former selves over in the world side of things. But then unfortunately on College Carball's side, we did see, unfortunately, Green fall yet again. Hoping for the rebound here today because it's been a tough one.
Yeah, definitely been a tough start so far, but I think we're about the midway point of the CCA Summer Series. I think it goes to August 12th, so we're about that midway point now, and Saints Green still trying to find their first actual win, so to speak. The one win they have so far was based off a DQ, so you get a 3-0 based off of that, but still looking to get in that win column the first time. But the Ball State Cardinals, I think they're doing really well this season so far, so it's going to be a very, very tough task.
It will absolutely be, and in fact, we do have the standings page to show the entire league as it sits right now. And just to quickly go on through, I mean, if you told me that Northwood would be 1 and 2, I'd probably say, yeah, that you're probably right. I'm not gonna question you on that one, so fair enough. But the fact that it's white ahead of blue is actually kind of interesting, to say the least. But then right there, you'll see there 5 and 2, the Ball State Cardinals, another squad that's been doing absolutely fantastic so far here in this Division 1 CCA Summer Series League play. And of course, unfortunately, you'll see us down at the bottom, 1 and 7 currently right now. But of course, looking for the rebound, hopefully here today.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to rebound and bounce back. Got to find a way to get in that win column. Just got to try to get the first win off their back, and then they just try to get the momentum going, try to go into the second half of the season, try to get into that top 6 or that top 8, try to make that playoff push. But definitely surprising. Ball State amongst there with some of the Titans of Rock Lee. We saw last little while. You see Stockton, both of the Northwood teams, some of the Akron teams. So Ball State coming out really, really hot so far in the CCA. But the Saints, I think it'll be Vitali, Vokes, and Kamal today. Definitely going to be looking to step up to the mantle, and got to try to find a way to get a win on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Just get some sort of momentum going forward, and it's going to, I feel like, really heavily rely on the fact of the first initial start.
Yeah.
Like, how quickly, how close can you keep it, and who ends up scoring the first goal? Mm-hmm. Of course, still plenty of time. I mean, 5 minutes doesn't feel like a whole heck of a lot of time in Rocket League, but when you're on the field, it feels like it takes forever.
Yeah.
And there's still plenty of room to make some plays end up happening. But from what we've seen so far, it seems like if the Saints do end up going down early in the game, that they don't make the comeback happen.
Yeah,
they bring it close, usually within 1, but unfortunately, still an L in the column.
Yeah, you don't want to say they check out, but there's a very, very clear pattern. Even going back to last year, when the Saints have a really slow start, they don't really tend to be able to build that comeback or try to find little moments where they can put together 2-3 games in a row. They might, like you said, they might take a game or two, have a couple really nice moments, but they just don't seem to be able to put it all together for an extended period of time and try to make that comeback. So starting fast, as we say almost every single week, is definitely the key. You have to try to come out and show Ball State, hey, just because our records might be pretty far apart, you come in there and you catch someone on quick and early, you can change any team and make, Ball State might not be ready for it. So,
and it's weird how there's this different play style, the different dynamic of sorts between green and gold. Because let's be honest, gold last season, their entire playbook is, wait, we're down 0-2. Okay, reverse sweep
Game
time.
5
We
Kings,
got this.
yeah.
Game 5, we got this. We clutch it out. Meanwhile, green, they were we got the lead, we hold the lead, and we hang on, and oftentimes get the victory.
Yeah.
But then the reverse, where they could not quite find the download.
Yeah.
But then you did mention, of course, Ball State. We haven't really gotten the chance to really hear a whole heck of a lot about them.
Yeah.
But brand new. I don't know if they're brand new to this semester or during the summer or what's going on, but they just absolutely showed up and are here in Division 1, and they'll be right behind Northwood right now. That's quite the message.
Yeah, and saying Ball State, we've seen so many teams in the summer series. We saw Miami University with that crazy run.
Yeah,
the crazy qualifying run, and they're still in the top half of the bracket. There's been so many different teams that have almost not come out of the woodworks, but you definitely were like, oh my god, I can't believe those teams are near the top. So Ball State has had an extremely strong start so far. So they have a 5-2 record. Saints Green trying to find the second win of the season, first actual win, but they got their work cut out for them today. But I mean, got to try to find one and start it somewhere.
Absolutely, and we have seen there's some newer teams, so we still do have a good handful of returning ones as well. That we've seen West Virginia in there, I think, last night. We have Stockton, which is always extremely threatening. What were they, second in Worlds from from the season prior? So still, like, tons of threatening teams here in this CRL or CCA summer season, and just looking forward to the game getting underway. The players will be taking the field in just a couple of moments, but any predictions going into this one?
As much as I want to be biased and say St. Screen's going to take it, I'm going to have to say Ball State will take this probably in 3-1 fashion, but luckily we are now underway. Going to be immediate shot on net, and just like that, Ball State going to come out. Daffy going to put one on the board. Got to be less than 5 seconds in. Saints fell asleep on the kickoff, bad bounce, however you want to spin it, and just immediately down 1-0. Yeah,
that's just absolutely like worst case scenario from what we were just discussing, where you want to have that nice early boost, but to have a face-off go that way, that hurts a little bit, to say the least here. As we are going to see, it's going to be Saints on the orange side of things. We see Vokes getting ready to make his way through. Let's take a look and see if we can find it.
Yeah, 1-0 doesn't mean like everything as far as scoreboard goes, but when you've had such a rough start and then you want to come out like, okay, guys, let's try to come out, get the first goal, set the tone, and send a message, and immediately one flies back to the way. Do get a great shot on net, though. Kamal with a great setup from Vokes. They will get the return, and just 20 seconds later, Saints are going to tie things at 1, so really, really strong job to come back down the pitch there and knock one in.
And that was exactly a good challenge from from Vokes in the corner. It ended up being the 50-50, but it popped the ball straight up. Yeah. And that just basically lets Kamal fly on in there and get started early. Because if Kamal is feeling hot, he'll all of a sudden find himself a couple hat tricks. As we see another opportunity, this time Vokes with the shot, but Wova there using everything in the tank to get there back in time.
Yeah, just not enough mustard on that one to put that one in the back of the net. But if you're the Saints, say horrific start, but those kickoff goals, not that they're fluky, but in a way you almost know that, like, okay, that really wasn't because of our skill. That was a little bit unlucky. We maybe mistimed something, and now you get your feet under you a little bit. You try to move the ball back and forth now. You get a couple really good scoring chances so far. And say if you're Saint Screen, this is, even though it's a 1-1 start, it's still a very, very strong showing to start things off.
Absolutely. Like, start like that, you're calling for a mulligan. There. We have a quick do-over, but no, not this time here. We now see the demos coming in through. We've been seeing a lot of them in this season, to say the least, to try and slow the Saints down, but no real effect this time by. Vokes through the midfield, looking for an opportunity to break on through, but it just seems like BSU, I don't know if it's just the last couple seconds with a little bit of confirmation bias, but some demos definitely on the cards here for them.
Yeah, demos seem to be the name of the game, and I think you nailed that point like a lot too. Is that so many teams have been going to the demos to either clear up that back line or try to find a scoring lane. Wova gonna air dribble through, gonna go off the post. Kamal will deny it. A second deny gonna come through for Vitaly. So Saints Green on the back foot, but still keeping that door shut and keeping this game deadlocked at once.
All right, pop fly through the center field here. Kamal's on defense, ready to go, but Daffy, alongside one of his other teammates, could not quite make contact with it, going to be intercepted. Kind of stuck in the Saints zone for at least a moment, though. Awkward clearing attempt could allow for Wova to make a play happen, but was challenged in the corner, waits for it, but eventually knocked it right away again. But Zaf is right there, but just kind of ping-pong and stuck in the corner, it looks like.
Yeah, just a lot of challenges back and forth. Both teams just, you get the ball into the corner, it just gets chipped right back out. Just, a little good old-fashioned tennis match, a little bit of volleyball back and forth. Saints are going to try to clear this ball to the corner. BSU is going to put it back over the middle. Saints Green just trying to bury this one into the corner, try to get multiple shots on net, try to open up that defense and try to find that lane and try to put one in and take a 2-1 lead. Say halfway through the game now, still got a 1-1 tie, so either team could take this one. And to say the pressure's been pretty back and forth, although BSU definitely has a little more offensive zone time than the Saints so far. And just as I say that, Daffy is going to convert on that time. Wova with the setup, and BSU going to take a 2-1 lead now with 2:25 left.
Just one awkward bounce. We see the clearing attempt was there, but unfortunately it ended up actually being a pass right through the no-go zone, and that is going to be capitalized on right away, giving Ball State University their lead once again here in this one, but still just under half the game to go, so Saints definitely have the time to make the comeback, but at the same time, we see the offense come out here from Ball State right away, looking for another.
Yeah, and Ball State's offense, they've done such a good job of cycling the ball over and over off the crossbar. Saints get away with one there, but still not out of the fire yet. They are going to finally get the clear over mid. Vitaly going to try to make something happen. Only has 35 boost. Wova is going to come. He will get the demo, just taking out Vitaly in his own zone. So now BSU will be able to start the breakup. They do have two men going to the left. Wova was cutting back through mid. Going to be there back for the rotate. Going to put it off the backboard here. Try to find something maybe. We'll get the off angle, and he will find the net. BSU with a great job, and Wova with a great individual effort. Now 3-1 for Ball State.
Beautiful. Using the boards to your advantage, and was able to like recapitalize and re-angle it right through the Saints defense. And now having that extra bit of insurance is just going to make things that much more difficult here for your Saints. This is exactly what we were worried about.
Yeah, it's the kickoff goal. We thought maybe they got past that, but just like you said, Ball State's offense has been relentless this game so far. The Saints, they've had a couple really good scoring chances, but they've only had those one-off chances. They haven't had the consistency of, let's get a couple rebounds, maybe try to get a demo, try to set something up. It's just been, all right, we cleared the ball, we got a decent crack of the net. Daffy is going to get the contest there, but just nothing consistently so far. And now, minute 30 on the clock, you're definitely starting to feel the weight of this game on your shoulders, and BSU definitely trying to close this one out. They're not done yet.
Definitely want to see what the shot count ends up looking like here at the very, very end of this one, because like you were saying, it just seems like over and over again, but never mind, it doesn't matter how many you get as long as they're on target. I suppose Vitali is going to make this one happen all the way from his own crease, just finds the hole, sends it right down center in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, that's exactly the answer you wanted if you're St. Clair. Try to get that quick one back, just coast to coast, no real chance to save it. And now you've cut the lead to 1. You still have a minute 14 to work. So if you're Saints green, you're not going to go quietly into the night yet. They are going to try to set something up again. Going to get cleared off the backward though, and BSU just trying to play the clock at this point.
Absolutely, but it's kind of stuck in BSU's zone for just a second there. Vokes looking to maybe make the challenge happen. But now BSU looking for that extra piece of insurance. Kamal is up there to deny for at least a second, but BSU is there to just keep it in. They just have to kill the clock, and so far, not doing too bad of a job. Finally, a little opportunity here for Saints. Maybe, nope, never mind. Zath alongside some of the other BSU members, just dumping it in, and honestly, just playing defense.
Yeah, Saints have to find a way to get possession in their zone and try to get some sort of breakout, whether they try to get a pass over the middle, try to set something up off the ceiling, because right now they're just kind of getting contested and they're kind of losing these 50s in the back end. But, and say BSU now, they've drained 40 seconds off the clock. Wova, another individual effort. Vokes will deny him at the goal line, keeping this game alive for the Saints, but still only 24 seconds and BSU is not going away. St. Clair gonna have to try to find the answer here. Quick, fast, will they do it? Vokes unable to. He will get shut down by Zath in front of the net. There are 15 seconds left and Saints green has to find the equalizer.
Folks, keeping this one within one final opportunity here for the Saints to bring this one to overtime. 5 seconds left to go. Can they pull this one off? Kamal passes it towards the center. Not quite going to find it. They got to get this off the ground, and actually still there, and it goes in! Fatality, holy smokes.
Tic-tac-toe from the Saints to clear it up at zeros. 3-3 is the score. Now we will head into overtime. An absolutely phenomenal cross-court play there in the Saints. Even it up, and now we will go into overtime. Ball State versus Saints Green. Here comes the kickoff.
Holy smokes. How do you pull off such a perfect passing play like that within overtime? And your loss is basically being right there. Holy smokes. But at the same time, BSU not going to take their foot off the gas in the slightest. Wovo was looking for the individual play, but kind of ran out of boost.
Yeah, Wovo's been doing a lot of really strong air dribbling. Tried to hit the flip reset there as well, so he's definitely the one to watch out for. He's got 6 shots on net. So if I'm St. Clair, we know Ball State is very, very strong across the board, but Wova is going to be the guy I'm going to try to key on defensively and make sure he's not the one that's going to beat us. Try to make one of the other members make a play in Bijou, because so far they haven't exactly shown they can just do that individual effort and just get through the entire defense.
I'm still going to be curious as to what these the shots end up being towards the end of this one once the scoreboard does pop off, because it just feels like Saints have so little opportunities. However, their conversion rate must be something ridiculous, like 90% or something like that. But it's because there's just so little shots. As we see the ball still kind of stuck in the Saints zone. As Af doing his damnedest, that's going on target, but Kamal is right there.
Yeah, saved by the poster, and he did get the rejection as well. Demo will come through and Kamal through mid. Zath is going to try to make a play, or going to try to set up one of his teammates maybe. Ball will go off the backboard. Redirect will be there, but unable to do anything. Ball State unable to find that goal now. Going to try to find something. Ball is over the crease now. Saints Green do have to look to clear this. Ball State is swarming the front of the net right now, and a couple really strong chances there, but the Saints just keeping that door closed.
Yeah, one after another. Zerg rushing it, but it's going to be Zath at the end of the day, able to find its way past the Saints defense from the rooftops as well. I think he got maybe an extra flip out of that too by using the roof like that, getting that extra little push, and what a way to finish. What a game number 1. And what a solid fight there for the Saints, but an even more clutch finish there for BSU.
Yeah, we saw some fantastic play from BSU. Their Saints Green, they had that really, really bad start with the kickoff. They got back into the game. They clawed their way back. Get an amazing, that might be their goal of the season, that tic-tac-toe to send it into overtime against a very, very strong team, but just unable to stop Zath at the end there. And if you're Saints Green, a lot of positives to take away from that.
And I did quickly just take a peek at that score sheet for the shots. That was a 100% conversion right there from the Saints. 3 shots, 3 goals. But then on the side of BSU, they had like 9. So it's like, okay, that's a scary way to play.
and it's not a consistent way to play and a consistent way to win either. When someone's getting 6-7 shots individually for one of these teams, although a high conversion rate might be really good, ultimately the more opportunities, you're going to score more goals consistently. And good little shot there by Daffy. Kamal is going to get the early deny, and Saints Green, once again, BSU putting them on this back foot right when the game starts.
Saved one way, saved the other way. Kamal is absolutely all over the place, but the pressure is still on, and you don't have enough resources. Wova is going to secure the first goal here in this second game. After that, he gets a decent little setup right on the outside and puts it in the top right.
Yeah, Saints just so far, they have to get off of this back foot and they have to try to start something on the break, because what they found, the 3 goals they scored were pretty much all transition goals. So you're not going to get a lot of goals playing off the back foot. You have to try to find a way to find a line in that defense. And BSU will find a line in the Saints defense. They're going to increase it to 2-0. Zafta, Wova, and BSU looking real hot to start off game 2 here.
Oh, yeah. Just right in the sweet spot, right on the outside of the crease. You have the entire net, whichever angle you want, you can put it on through. I don't care who is on defense. That is a tough save to have to make. But wow, BSU, after that overtime win, just absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, maybe they got a little bit mad that the Saints put in that tic-tac-toe, and they're like, hey, we weren't planning for overtime here. We thought we were going to walk away with this one, but they've come out with fire in their hearts so far. Just Saints finally getting the ball in BSU zone. This might be the first or second time so far in the first minute of the game, and just as we say that, a shot will come through for Vitali, but Wova is going to be there for the deny. Saints are crashing that a little bit, it looks like, but great little pinch there from Daffy. Saints going to try to play this one off the backboard, going to try to find something, and maybe Vitali will finally be able to start the break here.
One thing I'm a little bit curious about is actually Kamal's choice of car. We do not oftentimes see the little beetle-looking thing.
I was going to mention it earlier. I couldn't remember the name of the car, though, but I definitely found it interesting as well. I haven't seen that, like, if at all, hardly ever.
Because they balance everything out as best as possible, but there is, like, different angles depending on which kind of car you're picking. So the circular shape of this little thing right here is definitely intriguing, to say the least. But I wouldn't think that would make it, like, a huge difference performance-wise, but just something I found kind of interesting.
Yeah, I would trust stage judgment over mine when it comes to choosing Rocket League cars. Just you see the octane pretty much 95% of the time. So yeah, pretty surprising to see the switch up there, but maybe so far so good. Unable to get that boost hit there. Boaks is going to try to play this one out of the corner. Going to maybe try to find to get the break. Daffy will get the demo coming through. Vitali is going to get a decent little crack off the sidewall here. Going to try to air dribble it. Maybe he will have something down in front of the net. Wova will be there for the deny, so even when the Saints are getting good chances, Wova is just playing so strong on that back line.
Absolutely, but the Saints are still on the offensive for at least just a second. Kamal's going to get it past one to find a teammate to keep this moving. Doesn't appear so, and Daffy is just absolutely headhunting here in the Saints zone. The ball may be at the midway point. Doesn't matter. I'm going into your crease to take care of the goaltender, which, of course, we see a lot from just every team, it seems like, in this season.
And BSU, clearly the team seems like they have their roles. Wova is going to end up crashing and getting the goal. That will be his third of the game on 4 shots as well. So holding down the back line and opening up the Saints front line. And now 2:28 to play. The Saints have a pretty big mountain to climb.
And it's just unfortunate here for Saints Green, because it seems like a good handful of these goals are just, well, some they're just individual efforts, which it's like, okay, that's a fantastic play, good on you. But a lot of them are just unfortunate defensive touches that end up being an inadvertent pass. Like, you might be on the back wall or something, but you might not have the boost, or you might have already used your flip or something, so you just nudge it, and then all of a sudden, wait, that's going right through the crease. Oh no, there's somebody there. Oh no, it's in the back of the net. Just unfortunate lack of power in some of these defensive moves.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have those games where you feel like you just can't get out of your own way in the defensive end. And once again, Zath to Wova. Wova going to crash for his 4th of the game now on 5 shots. So just absolutely starting to steamroll. And Saints Green, you're almost looking to game 3 at this point. A 4-0, it's not insurmountable, but at this point, it's not looking good.
That one definitely hurts, and between the passing coming out of Zath and Wova's ability to just absolutely secure these goals over and over again, it's looking good. And an even bigger save coming out from Daffy. That could have been the momentum shifter in this game if Kamal was able to find that breakaway opportunity. But the last-second save, just the dagger in the heart of the Saints right now.
Yeah, that had to hurt to watch. It looked so good, and just like that, BSU going to look even better. Once again, Wova going to go 5 for 5 now, finds his 5th goal of the game. St. Clair now down 5-0 with 1:40, and just get ready for game 3 at this point.
Okay, so how many goals does he have in this series then? 7, 8 maybe? Like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wova is just absolutely securing anything. We kind of saw this a little bit with even Comp yesterday,
yeah,
where everybody on the roster is just setting up that player so well. As we see another opportunity, the Saints can't get themselves a break. That cannot get any closer.
That was such a good angle from Kamal. I couldn't even believe he was able to get that down on the goal line, and Wova once again going to drive it toward the net. He is on an absolute mission right now to score as many goals as possible, and if you're St. Clair, you just have to find a way to shut this guy down. Even if you're probably not going to end up winning this game, just show him that you're not going to get pushed around just the next game. And there we go. They finally get on the board. Vitali, good little setup to Vokes over the middle, and he will close it out. And now down 5-1, so maybe a little bit of hopium, but still a lot of work to do.
I was just thinking, like, okay, there's a player popping off. It's like, okay, yeah, go demo them. But I mean, that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But that actually worked out beautifully there for the Saints, and Vokes right in position to finish that one off. Good to get him on the board, but still, with that 4-goal deficit, Saints have a lot of work to do. And BSU, as we saw during game number 1, were pretty solid at killing time.
Yep.
Granted, they did give away the one at the very, very last possible moment, but even if only one slips in at this point, it's still 5-2.
Yeah, and revenge demos are very nice and make you feel a little bit better on the inside, but unfortunately, they don't count toward the scoreboard. So Saints Green able to get one on the board there, but BSU, once again, as you noted last game, they just do such a good job of killing the clock. They had that really long stretch of like 45, 50 seconds where the ball was just kind of dead and just kind of plateaued in the mid area, and so far, see, not putting a lot of speed on these shots. Do get a great little tap though off the crossbar, so still not done yet, but now, just like you said, 40 seconds are now drained off the clock. The Saints are still down 4, 25 to go now, and Kamal looks like Kamal's on top. Kamal's on top of one of the BSU members. That is the most strange Rule 1 I've ever seen, but we're going to take that at the end of the game. Saints Green going to try to find an answer here, maybe to end things off, but cute little Rule 1 there, but just 10 seconds left now. BSU will close out game 2 and take a 2-0 lead, and Saints Green, I'm not sure exactly where you find the spark, but you better find something or it's going to be a quick night.
Well, I tell you what, you're not going to find the spark on the top of your opponent's car, but at the end of the day, this one was definitely a tough one for the Saints to have to swallow. We're going down 2-0 early in this series. Still some time. We still got game 3 to work with at the very, very least, but whatever they have in the tank, they need to full send right here, right now. Not necessarily like double or triple commit, but they need some sort of offensive opportunity here to make something work.
Yeah, and I think Wova's got some of Jordan's secret stuff in his tank right now, because that guy is on an absolute warpath, just completely decimating the Saints. Look at 5 goals on 6 shots, and once again, the shot totals kind of tell you the whole story of the game. Wova pretty much tying the entire Saints team in shots, so again, you do quick math like that. If he scores on every shot, he has more shots than your whole team, you're probably not going to win the game either way. And when you combine that with Daffy, they seem like they have their roles, BSU. Daffy's clearly the bruiser. Wova's like the finesse, go get the goals. And then I think they had Zach just setting up every single play, getting so many assists and just playing that back line so tightly. So BSU, they seem like they know their roles and they're playing into them so well.
Which is interesting too, because like Rocket League, it's meant to be a rotation. Like everybody kind of like fills in every single role at one point or another, but when things are just working out as good as they have been here for BSU, I mean, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. If it's just going to be Wova finding all the secures, okay, just keep setting them up, regardless of what your rotation is, I guess. But at the end of the day, we have game number 3 here. Saints, they need it here. Otherwise, we're going to have ourselves a quick night here, as Daffy looking to already make some offense happen here for BSU.
Yeah, Saints once again already on that back foot. Going to get a couple shots in net. Will BSU to start things off. Saints going to try to find some way to break it out. Great little challenge there. Going to get the ball to the corner. Going to try to find something over the middle. Ball will get popped up a little bit. Vokes is there to play it. Going to try to find something over the middle, but easy deny there for BSU, and ball is going back the other way now. Saints got to get back to the net. It's wide open. It actually will get saved by Kamal coming off screen to save that one, and still not out of the woods yet, though. BSU is absolutely pressing, and this ball is still hanging around the goal line.
Okay, good thing Kamal jumped up to actually meet the ball at that one. Otherwise, there would have been a BSU member right there ready to go. A really awkward pinch, actually, in the corner is going to set up BSU, but that's going to be the post coming in clutch again. BSU having themselves plenty of offensive opportunities, but not quite able to secure it just yet. But man, that ball is just like glued to their crease.
Yeah, and just as you said last game, it's those weird defensive touches where the ball just kind of pops up into no man's land, and it's happening over and over and over in that orange side for the Saints, and they have to find some way to push the ball forward when they get it out. Getting the save is awesome, but when you just get chipped up and they have 2 or 3 more cracks at it, you're not really going to be able to sustain the defense that way. And right now, great job at challenging them in mid there. Try to keep them off of your goal line as much as you can, and Saints Green got to try to find some offense, though, because they've had 0 so far.
And they might finally get something going right here, right now. They looked for the passing play, but just could not quite find the finishing touch. Vitali in the corner is actually going to snipe it. Beautifully done. Kamal going to set him up on that one, and Saints are going to have the lead early here in game number 3.
Now I wonder, does Saints Green try to play a little extra aggressive knowing that BSU might just kind of send it and try to get that one back, or do they just try to play really, really strong defense and hold for the lead?
I mean, at this point, I feel like if you find yourself these offensive opportunities, you have to keep on going for them, because just the pure volume of offensive opportunities that BSU have been giving, or been getting, it's only a matter of time before they catch you out of position. So I feel like one goal is not going to be enough to secure game number 3. I would love to be wrong, but at the same time, with the way the series has been going, I'd be naive to think so.
Yeah, I have to totally agree. One goal will definitely not be enough to close out BSU. I do not see that for 1 second. And already, look, back the other way against the Saints, folks. We'll get the demo there, and Daffy, little taste of his own medicine. And they will get a little bit of the breakout. Kamal gonna try to find something over the middle with that little buggy, but unable to get the back tap there as well. So Saints, they are gonna stall the ball on the goal line, but it looks like BSU will get the upper end of it there. Demo will come through on Zath, so Saints playing a little bit of bully ball to start things off. I like it.
Yeah, them adding a little bit of feistiness to their repertoire is always a good thing. And now I see folks actually off the backboard. Is there a Saint there? There is somebody there. Pass to Kamal. Does get control of it. Can he get an additional touch? No, Zath is going to make sure that he gets there first. Otherwise, that would have been a very sharp angle shot.
Something about that card just looks so silly when it's twisting through the air, and Wova's going to twist into the Saints net. Going to make it a 1-1 score. Now Daffy going to be there for the assist. Great little touch over the mid, and Wova just there to... great little swerve there from Daffy and Wova. Easily there to clean it up for BSU, and just like that, Green gives it back, and now 1-1 with 2 minutes to play. Saints lives on the line in Game 3.
I mean, whether it's traditional sports or in Rocket League, the one-on-one versus the goalie and the offensive player, who makes the first move? Unfortunately here for Saints, we made the defensive move first, and then it just got absolutely axle snapped right away, as we see even more offensive opportunities coming on here from BSU. The Saints are just taking turns, finding save after save, but until Wova, of course it is, goal number 2 for him in this game, and going to give BSU the lead once again. Yeah,
BSU's just playing Pop-A-Shot on the Saints net the last 3 games. They just haven't gone away with the aggression. It's just shot after shot after shot. Right there, I think we saw 2 to 3 epic saves in 3 seconds, and BSU, once again, just finding those cracks in the defense when they need to, and now, just 20 seconds after tying the game up, they're ready to take the lead now in Saints Green. Now you really got to dig and you have to fight and find something.
Yeah, in to compare it with an FPS kind of point of view, it feels like the Saints are playing a close quarters battle with a sniper rifle. Meanwhile, BSU has themselves a rifle. I don't know what they're trying to do in this situation. It's just shot after shot. The pure volume is just absolutely crushing it here. And Zath is going to just clutch it up again, getting the extra little bit of insurance off the roof, actually. And then a little punt there in the goaltending kind of caught me off guard for a second, but BSU is just killing it right now, my goodness. Yeah, all facets of the game. They've been great defensively. They're finding the demos. We've seen the individual flair plays. We saw the little ankle breaker to get that goal earlier. Just every single thing they can do well to find these goals and get these saves. They just seem to be doing it more consistently than the Saints, and Saints Green just hasn't found a way, especially offensively. Defensively, they've been okay considering how many shots they've been facing, but offensively, just unable to really get anything going these last couple of games, and they're running out of time here. They got to find a spark somehow. It's so sad because Saints are actually getting so many good saves. They're standing out defensively, but you could only stop so much. So we see another one nearly go through. Zath is going to finish the job this time by, though, catching the rebound, and that's exactly the problem. The pure volume of shots on target. I don't care how good you are as a goalie, eventually the rebound goes in, and BSU have just been abusing that this entire series. Yeah, it's just a total swarm on the Saints backline. They just can't breathe. They can't go anywhere. They're getting boost starved. They're getting these defensive touches that are kind of flicking off the ceiling, and Wova going to get the flick into the left side of the net. It will be a hat trick, his 7th shot of the game, and once again, BSU just starting to run away with things now with under a minute to go. That's going to be his 2nd hat trick of the series as well, including, I think it was game number 2 where he found himself with 5 goals. So Wova definitely going to be this individual standout in this matchup, but just all of BSU are coming in clutch and doing exactly what they need to do, whether it's running interference, having these fantastic passes, and then just finding the finishing touches at the end. They're just all over the place, and the Saints can't keep up. Yeah, we've called all 3 of the BSU names over and over and over, whether it was for a big save, a nice setup, a crazy goal. Every single member just doing exactly what they need to, playing in that role, as we mentioned earlier, just knowing exactly what needs to be done, where they need to be on the pitch at all times, and great little flick there by Daffy to clear things out. Saints will be able to get back there. Demo is going to come through, though, so BSU going to go for a couple demos, maybe try to find another goal, especially when you have a huge lead like this. Wow. Fantastic little touch by Zath. Flicks it off the backboard and gets a little nose touch into the corner of the net there. Now,
6-1 for BSU, just ending things in style.
Okay, we were giving all of the offensive love to Wova, but Zaf, that was actually just beautiful. So taking a little bit of the spotlight for himself here, as we now have a 5-goal deficit, unfortunately, here for Saints.
No Brazil, no Brazil.
I mean, we're right there. Don't
I shouldn't have
curse
jinxed
it.
it.
Commentators curse about to happen. There's still 7 seconds left here, and we are in the Saints zone. Saints looking for some sort of way to just get maybe one more on the board, but it looks like they're just going to carry it on home here. They don't have to score again, just have to wait for the time to go on down. BSU with a dominating performance here. The Saints definitely have themselves a solid fight in them, especially early in Game 3, to be fair. Like, they were neck and neck, but it seemed like when things went wrong, when it rains, it pours.
You wouldn't believe that the Saints screen once had the lead in Game 3. It seemed like ages ago.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, they held it tied for a decent amount of time.
I think till 2 minutes,
well,
then it really broke open.
They just found their stride, and as we saw, like, you give Wova the opportunity to get an offensive play. You see the other players as well, when they have their opportunities, they just absolutely capitalize time and time again, and unfortunately, our Saints just could not quite get the offensive play moving.
Yeah, say BSU, there's very few plays that whole series where you can point and go, oh, someone made a critical mistake. Everything was just so buttoned up and so clean. They seemed like everything was just so perfect from a game plan perspective, from a mechanics perspective. And Saints Green, such a great start, pushing it to overtime in Game 1. But once BSU kind of got their footing under them, maybe the overtime woke them up a little bit and they went, okay, we need to settle down a little bit. We're not just going to come out here and like be a really flashy, although Game 2 and 3, they really turned it up a notch. And Wova especially, there's so many goals those last 2 games. Just Saints had no way to shut them down.
Yeah, when there's a certain mindset shift when you're playing to not get scored on instead of playing to get the goal kind of thing. And it felt like that's kind of what happened there with the Saints, just like I was saying over in the actual match itself. There just was so many shots that the Saints were making save after save after save, but then they couldn't really keep it out of their own end. So it's just like an endless gauntlet, and there's only so long that you can do that before you get like literally fatigued and before they actually find a hole in the defense, and then you just kind of feel your momentum kind of drain from there. Yeah,
and the Saints made so many saves. Like those games could have very easily gotten out of hand a lot sooner. They made 7 or 8 saves like each game where it was like, whoa, like if the ball was either teetering on the goal line or it had that half fizzy effect where it's like on the goal line about to go in. And so those games could have easily been 7 or 8 goals for every single game. But to say such a good job of the defense, but as you pointed to, just way too many chances. They have to find a way to get that ball out of the zone, whether it's trying to get a different touch the other way. Maybe Kamal goes back to the Octane or another car, because it looked like a couple times maybe the car was a little bit too small, but hard to tell in those moments as well, especially when BSU is such a strong team. So it's just Saints Green got to try to find a way to retool, take some positives. At least Game 1, you had a really strong showing. You did some things well, and try to move on into next week and try to find that win.
And the one positive I will say for the Saints in this one was that when the offensive opportunity did happen, like I joked in Game 1, they had the 100% conversion rate. When the shots were there, they were good shots, and oftentimes did get the goal, but just they never had very many opportunities. Like they were constantly stuck defensively in their own end to be able to really do anything. So definitely light at the end of the tunnel. And we know that in this Division 1 for the CCA Summer Series, there's just absolutely like killer teams in this group. And Ball State, like we saw before, currently ranked 3rd, and they're going to have themselves another one. If you're only behind Northwood, I think you're doing pretty good. And even still, of course, props to Ball State for the victory, but good on Saints for keeping up.
Yeah, really, really good job. Say, got to look to try to find a way to get back in that win column next week. Say, just got to try to find a way to retool. And I think the mentality thing is definitely, I think, a big part of it, because you can clearly tell they're playing not to lose now. Because when you have such a bad run to start things off, you're just like, okay, we don't want to get blown off of the field right away. So that can kind of hinder your offense, especially. And I think that's the one thing is when you're playing a team you know is way ahead of you in the standings, you might be like not scared, but you're fearful a little bit of like the offensive prowess. Like the storm might be coming for you, so that you can kind of see they're a little bit hesitant on some of these plays. And say when the chances were there, they did a great job converting, but they just need to find a way to impose their will more and create more chances.
Oh, absolutely. Like I know a lot of teams like to do research on their opponents ahead of time, but sometimes I do see the reverse happen where as soon as you see like, oh, they have somebody who's really, really high ranked, all of a sudden it's not demotivating, but the nerves just start to kick in a little bit and can sometimes play the reverse of being helpful, to say the least. But that being said, in regards to Rocket League, we are not going to be done this week. We still do have technically 2 matches happening. One is going to end up being tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You'll find that match here on the Saints Gaming CCA Twitch channel. But then on Saturday at 3:45, I do believe, there will be another one on the College Carball channel. And then also on Saturday, we get to switch things up a little bit. We'll have some League of Legends as well. NECC is hosting a tournament. So still plenty of action here on the Saints channel. And make sure you follow us here so you don't miss a thing.
Yeah, say just as. Really good cast, really good job by Green, but just got to try to find a way to get in the win column and then try to keep the momentum going, because that playoff push is getting real close now, so you can't really afford too many losses like this. You have to try to find a way to put together a win streak now.
Yeah, now or nothing, and the pressure's on. It's not a position I envy, but it's what is going to need to happen,
Yep.
to say the least. One thing I do also want to give a quick thank you for beforehand is actually the fact that if you had checked out on our Twitter, we were just announced as the best production squad of all of NACE, so all of North America for collegiate broadcasting. So I want to, of course, thank everybody, all the students that made this happen, as well as all the fans, either by voting or just tuning in for helping your classmates or friends, whatever it may be. Thank you for your support and making this all happen. And that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I think we should leave off on that happy note. Say we're
Absolutely.
all really proud. It's been a really good day. Unfortunately, Green doesn't get the win, but we'll catch you guys back. I think it would be tomorrow, you said, or tomorrow on College Carball.
Tomorrow we'll be right here. So
yeah,
we'll get to see. We'll try again one more time this week for our broadcast anyway. But yeah, we will see you 6 o'clock.
One leader. Say halfway through the game now, still got a 1-1 tie, so either team could take this one. And say the pressure's been pretty back and forth, although BSU definitely has a little more offensive zone time than the Saints so far. And just as I say that, Daffy is going to convert on that time. Wolva with the setup, and BSU going to take a 2. Now BSU will be able to start the breakup. They do have 2 men going to the left. Wolva was cutting back their mid. Going to be there back for the rotate. Going to put it off the backboard here. Try to find something maybe. We'll get the off angle, and he will find the net. BSU with a great job.
Count ends up looking like here at the very end of this one, because like you were saying, it just seems like over and over again, but never mind. It doesn't matter how many you get as long as they're on target, I suppose. Vitaly is going to
the middle, try to set something up off the ceiling, because right now they're just kind of getting contested and they're kind of losing these 50s in the back end. But and say BSU now, they've drained 40 seconds off the clock. Wolva, another individual effort. Vokes will deny him at the goal line, keeping this game alive for the Saints.
Seconds left to go. Can they pull this one off? Kamal passes it towards the center, not quite going to find it. They got to get this off the ground, and actually still there, and it goes in! Vitaly, holy smokes!
Tic-tac-toe from the Saints to try to find something. The ball is over the crease now. Saints screen do have to look to clear this. Ball State is swarming the front of the net right now, and a couple really strong chances there, but the Saints just keeping that door closed.
Yeah, one after another. Zerg rushing in, but it's going to be
try to start something on the break, because what they found, the 3 goals they scored were pretty much all transition goals, so you're not going to start to get a lot of goals playing off the back footer. You have to try to find a way to find a line in that defense, and BSU will find a line in the Saints defense. Try to play this one out of the corner. Gonna maybe try to find to get the break. Daffy will get the demo coming through. Vitaly is gonna get a decent little crack off the sidewall here. Gonna try to air dribble it. Maybe he will have something down in front of the net. Wolva will be there for the deny, so even when the Saints are getting
waypoint, doesn't matter. I'm going into your crease to take care of the goaltender, which of course we see a lot from just every team seems like in this season.
And BSU, clearly the team seems like they have their roles. Wolva is going to end crashing and getting the goal.
Back to net. Just unfortunate lack of power in some of these defensive roles.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have those games where you feel like you just can't get out of your own way in the defensive end. And once again, Zath to Wolva. Wolva going to crash for his 4th of the game.
Ball was able to find that breakaway opportunity. The last second save, just the dagger in the heart of the Saints right now.
Yeah, that had to hurt to watch. It looked so good, and just like that, BSU gonna look even better. Once again, Wolva gonna go 5 for 5. Now, find he is on an absolute mission right now to score as many goals as possible. And if you're saying Clair, you just have to find a way to shut this guy down. Even if you're probably not gonna end up winning this game, just show him that you're not gonna get pushed around just the next game. And there we go. They finally get on the board. The tally off of your goal line as much as you can. And Saints Green got to try to find some offense though, because they've had 0 so far.
And they might finally get something going right here, right now. They looked for the passing play, but just could not quite find the finishing touch. Vitali in the corner is actually going to snipe it. Is there a Saint there? There is somebody there. Pass to Kamal. Does get control of it. Can he get an additional touch? No, Zap is going to make sure that he gets there first. Otherwise, that would have been a very sharp angle shot.
Something about that car just looks so silly when it's twisting through the air, and Wolva's going to...
We made the defensive move first, and then it just got absolutely axle snapped right away as we see even more offensive opportunities coming on here from BSU. The Saints are just taking turns, finding save after save, but until Wolva, with like an FBS kind of point of view, it feels like the Saints are playing a close quarters battle with a sniper rifle. Meanwhile, BSU has themselves a rifle. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do in this situation. It's just shot after
running out of time here. They got to find spark somehow.
It's so sad because the Saints are actually getting so many good saves. Like, they're like standing out defensively, but you could only stop so much. As we see another one nearly go through.
Just knowing exactly what needs to be done, where they need to be on the pitch at all times, and great little flick there by Daffy to clear things out. Saints will be able to get back there. Demo is going to come through though, so BSU going to go for a couple demos, maybe try to find another goal, especially when you have a huge lead like this. Wow.